So here's where we're going next. Small group and team dynamics. What do I need to know? First, what are group roles? Second, what are the various types of group roles? Third, what are group norms? Fourth, what is status? Fifth, what is power? And what are 5 different kinds of power? And sixth, what is group cohesiveness? So first, what are group roles? Roles are consistent ways a person communicates with others in a small group. The first are task roles. These kinds of roles help a group achieve its goals and get work done. The second are social roles. This kind of role helps group members manage relationships and affects the group climate. Note how this mirrors our balance between interaction and structure we'll discuss later. And finally, an individual role is a role that focuses attention on the self rather than the group. Task roles include things like initiator contributor, information seeker, opinion seeker, information giver, opinion giver, elaborator, coordinator, orienter, evaluator and critic, procedural technician, and recorder. Social roles include things like encourager, harmonizer, compromiser, gatekeeper, follower, emotion expresser, group observer, and tension reliever. Individual roles include things like aggressor, blocker, recognition seeker, self-confessor, joker, dominator, special interest pleader, and help seeker. Number 2, what are types of group roles? A gatekeeper encourages people who talk too much to contribute less and invites those who are less talkative to participate. It's a good example of a social role. A recorder makes a written record of the group's progress by writing down specific comments, facts, or the minutes of the meeting, and it's a good example of a task role. A blocker demonstrates behaviors like negativity, stubbornness, and disagreeability without any apparent reason. A blocker is a good example of an individual role. 3. What are group norms? Norms are standards that determine what is appropriate and inappropriate behavior in a group. They answer the question, what is normal? Norms are informal, not documented, are emerged from group processes, and they're people generated. Contrast this with rules, which are documented and formal standards. So for example, anything you find in the syllabus would be a good example of a rule. Anything not in the syllabus but still considered appropriate behavior is a good example of a norm. 4. What is status? Status refers to an individual's importance and prestige. 2 questions for reflection and discussion. How do you know if someone has status? And how does status impact communication? 5. What is power? Interpersonal power is defined as our ability to influence others' behavior in the direction we desire. There are 5 kinds of power. Understanding these 5 kinds of power will help you to negotiate all aspects of your social world. There's legitimate, reward, coercive, expert, and referent powers. Legitimate power is influenced by a person's position. Reward power is influenced by a person's ability to grant favors. Coercive power is influenced by a person's ability to punish. Expert power is influenced by a person's knowledge. Referent power is influenced by a person's character. It indicates liking and respect. Think of examples of legitimate power beyond the president or a police officer. Think of examples of people in your life who you have reward and coercive power over and who have reward and coercive power over you. Think of examples in your life of people with expert influence, and think about who you might have expert influence over. Think about people in your life for whom you have great respect and you like. What is group cohesiveness? Cohesiveness is the degree of attraction that members of a group feel towards one another and the group. Here are some strategies to enhance group cohesion. Use we instead of I, create traditions, encourage everyone to participate, assign short-term goals and celebrate them when they are accomplished. And a question for reflection: can a group be too cohesive? Can they get along too well? This research would suggest the answer is yes. Here you have the relationship between the level of cohesiveness and the decision-making quality. You'll notice that as the level of cohesiveness increases, decision-making quality also increases, up to a certain point. After that point, decision-making quality takes a nosedive. Later on, we'll discuss the impact of groupthink on this process.